I'm watching me throw one pick. There's a match in one should we did this United match. Me throw how much one pick is in. Me throw one pick.
Bemen and Yamatre, Mr. Also offer me.
How much in one pick?
Okay. Patrona boss saying.
Now the United match in the time. Go show me tweet. Tell me tweet here. Saturday me throw.
Oh, me verify my phone is in.
Now the little call log I made them. If you had the little call log.
Why would I do that?
Oh, it's a BBC we are now for phone. Take me the little call log.
See, say my catch was a fast second.
But me throw. Let's say you throw one fact. Into a new phone, so I can show mine to you. But yours is not your phone because you probably deleted it. And I tweeted on the game
and
before the game.
Why
started.
would I do that? Then I'm a guinea.
I don't know. That is up to you. That is up to you.
Why would I achieve some delete me call log including what the idea?
Say when say me ba, when say wada, who ham chrome. And I want to matching, but who be who did it. It's me ba na say baby sawa.
Kofi.
Obey it was the match.
Okay,
match we should.
TT my main cast okay. Manchester United. Bidi enum dware edda Manchester United.
Nana Saka 7 kan cho say nyanto wase o. Na say ya mu team na enye.
Why?
Nana Saka me bisa say. Match no shebi.
You.
Uhwebi.
Hey.
Do boss me bisa question.
And I don't know.
Uhwebi.
I'm watching there to be honest with you.
Nyanto boss.
I meant me anhwe.
That's all.
Ba me buy my be hwe.
Ma me na analysis me ka say one hwe.
Oh, and I say
boy
live no my hwe. But my best na no pay. I watch every bit of the
but
game.
United don't pull did it how you.
Me.
No be about how much 11 or 12.
And not the me hwe.
It's
no na my ma just me bibi. But and any hwe me. Na Kofi. Amori ma hye team o. Team Amori ma hye no Manchester. The be na Manchester. America kromu ho no.
Tell you, I be analyst na me call.
Assembly Minyanum Chelsea for se munim dia ba Premier League
ye ko na ye league nada
hey
na say ye ko na ye league
na anopay so working kan Andoni arura working kan interview
analysis rich ahomachi mo share 4 goals to 1
Bournemouth Kansoso.
I stayed up to watch the game.
Okay.
Because I wanted to watch Brian Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha in the team.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for me, lineup nearby no. Na omon kahobi. And it means that they were not going to play. But to be very honest, I was impressed by Ruben Amorim. I think that United problem goes beyond just tactics. But when it comes to tactically, Ruben seems to be getting the things that he has to get right. And me who line up no. I asked myself, say, who was going to play as part of the deepest in midfield with Casemiro? It was Bruno Fernandes. And I think, say, Obi also Bruno be in the number 10 position. Sometimes will complain about how erratic our Onyaboni be constantly want to play forward in Tiana or a few mistakes and makes a lot of interceptions. So Kitabona. But when he played yesterday as the deepest of the two midfielders between Ono and Mason Mount, you could tell that he was very, very good on the ball. More controlled, more tempo, calmness on the ball in United build-up. Rich. But the person I was much excited about was Abrantia, your friend Luke Shaw, and almost everybody on Man United's left-hand channel. Who said my left-hand channel? Move on with Luke Shaw, Patrick Dogu, and Amad Diallo.
The new Patrick Evra.
Patrick Dogu was solid, to be very honest. And I was impressed with Patrick Dogu boy as a wing back. Or could the name Abanechi Winnie ball playing forward. It was something that I loved. Do you guys still need a striker?
I think so.
Because Enra, I don't know, Michel Rasmus Hollander, he looked like a hungry young man. He looked like Opebibia team in him. And by the time the first goal came, no, Rich, the way Rasmus Hollander Edinity, a greasy ball, the far post, no, you could tell that that's a very, very good performance from our great friend Rasmus Hollander, and he's growing as a striker. In between the two centre backs, a very, very good run, got a job that again impressed with Patrick Dogu scored the second goal. Amad Diallo top-notch performance on the day. I think say like Ruben Amorim kind of rich, things are getting better, things are getting together. I still think that Muye just a few things away. Muye the culture change away. Ruben Amorim himself being more charismatic as a manager, able to push the players to believe more. No, something that he also has to do. Apart from that, I think that was a very, very good performance. And who are you choosing? Benjamin Sesko or Oli Watkins?
Watkins.
Oli Watkins.
Yeah.
Why is Oli Watkins your pick?
Because on him league in
experience,
adaptation, and anything. What I say?
Yeah.
Premier League in the catcher.
Yeah.
You might be good. Our team are over.
Yeah.
But the Premier League, I don't know weird league be.
Yeah.
Answer na be foul. It takes players 1 or 2 be.
Yeah. And Watkins sounds like English boy.
He's an English boy.
Yeah.
So indeed, a be phantom.
So Oli Watkins is your pick.
Me and you see, Kofi, my catcher Benjamin Sesko.
Yeah.
It's not like me feeling no. But the style of play me pet.
Okay.
Where strikers now. So I na ojina baby no bobo no.
Yeah. Or erratic on the shooting. When you say according to SofaScore, out of the 28 shots our ball in 2 seasons outside the box now, I think 2 or 3 per and on target. Yeah. So sometimes a little bit
on striker.
I also think say I agree with you. Why would I agree with you? Already more 2 young strikers on my team. You have Joshua Zexi, who doesn't look like he's going. Rasmus Hojlund, I don't think that there is a market available for Rasmus Hojlund today or in the market in him. So this is something that I'm a little bit coy about. But I think that Semunya, a much more experienced center for the Oli Watkins. Watkins has experience in the Prem, has experience as an English boy, like you said, adaptation, and so he comes in, slots in, and also help to mentor our brand friend Rasmus Hojlund and our brand here, your friend Joshua Zexi. Again, Rich, the money involved in buying Joshua Zexi in buying Benjamin Sesko will be too much. Leipzig funds over 75 million down payment, base amount, before add-ons, before a sell-on clause. For a brand friend Benjamin Sesko when you buy him. Expensive. That is why Arsenal were out of the conversation for Benjamin Sesko. That is why Chelsea didn't think twice about Benjamin Sesko. It looks as if until Newcastle for a bit when they sell a brand friend of Alexander Isak, this can Benjamin Sesko Rich. And these are the numbers. 64 games played for a brand friend of Benjamin Sesko in the last 2 seasons. Oli Watkins 75. 27 goals for Benjamin Sesko, 35 for Oli Watkins in all competitions, including the Premier League. 7 assists for Benjamin Sesko, 21 hooping for our brand friend Oli Watkins. Even the percentages, still Oli Watkins seems to be leading the XG conversion rates on any other. It looks as if for the short-term measure there, Manchester United should trust our brand friend Oli Watkins. Richardo.
Chairman.
When I see Nhyira, me koko do 4 or 5 thereabouts, I slept. Usually, while we need to have my routine. It's 11:30, 12. I was up. I'm sorry, first thing I saw on my phone was that João Hato to Chelsea, done. And I remember we had said it over here, say, and be a problem.
A matter of time.
It was just a matter of time. João Hato was always going to be a Chelsea player. But Rich, I saw a report from the Telegraph, UK, where they were reporting that near Chelsea sporting director snippers said yes, Chelsea are the club World Cup. I said the confidence in the team no akosro. But it is also at a point where Oman Sheni they will be too complacent. They will think that they can play every competition and win. Until Oman fixes certain problems and then give the coach the dynamism enough that he wants on the team to be able to succeed. So according to the Telegraph, everything they are doing right now in the transfer window is that they want to back this man called Enzo Maresca. Until Maresca tonight any team analysis no. No, because me pay play away, and I say me pay profile away. They don't hesitate, and it looks as if in about the last 3 years This is the very first time at Chelsea are buying coach-specific profiles for a particular coach. They didn't do it for Mauricio Pochettino. Graham Potter put a one check enough to even get that privilege. Frank James Lampard same. But it looks as if for Enzo Maresca, he has proven enough, giving the sporting directors and the owners enough information and then enough thing to think about. Okay, then we can back Enzo Maresca. It didn't start with Jaro Hato. It started in the middle of the season. Not Chelsea ball game will be they realized that on physical levels, no, they were not able to compete with some of the stubborn teams, no, our league. So one of the first things that they wanted to look at is the physicality, inclusion of the physical abilities of the various players. Maybe it may not be the first thing that you look at, but one of the biggest decisions in bringing in Leandla was about somebody who can add to the physicality of the team. Even in the middle of the season, Chelsea went to Sporting and asked of a branch friend Daru Esugo, who was on loan at Las Palmas in the Spanish La Liga. The only reason was that Yepobi or something physical. When Moises Caicedo is not there, their plan throughout the season was that whatever happens, Andre Santos becomes a part of the team because of the intensity and physicality. But team, Rich, what was left was that. Say, watch a Chelsea team now, Rich. All across the field of play, Chelsea were at least 2 players for every position. In fact, that is the vision, to get at least 2 players for every position. So the goalkeepers obviously now are Sanchez and Felix Jorgensen. Left-sided centre back Levi Kowale Benoit Belashili. Right-sided centre back Ube say certain positions be on a 3, and I'll tell you about it. Right-sided centre-back, Chaloba, Fofana, and Tosin Adrebiayo. It is because at right-sided centre-back, Chelsea will not choose Chaloba this summer because Wesley Fofana is injury-prone. And if they've been able to send Mamadou Sarr back to Strasbourg, they know that Wesley Fofana is still fit that he can play. But so Pra, then they need Chaloba, then they need Tosin Adrebiayo to come there. It is same for the right side. Right back on him. Reece James, Malo Gusto, and a branch friend Joshua Champion. Because of Reece's injury concerns, they've added a branch friend Joshua Champion as backup to the 2. Then in FIIFI want them Enzo and Andre Santos, number 6, Esugo, Lavia, and Caicedo. The 2 positions are not Chelsea. Any a proper 2 main guy and a backup was at left back. Any of course number 10 role, and that is why they were going for the players that they were going for. Rich and Chelsea finalized the deal for Branty friend Jaro Hato. Majority of the reports is saying, say, in pounds is 35.5 million. Are going to be add-ons and also a sell-on cross. I asked for who wanted to get more. Rich, if you speak to the people who have followed the Eredivisie for a long time, they will tell you that this boy within 19, but Obabona has already 25.
I can so.
Yeah, almost say Oburuni Fieneso. And he's a good player. And I think that Rich in some way about the player dovetails into that. Osta Obone ne debut for Ajax Amsterdam at age 16. Then he captained the club at age 17.
No, Kofi, a brand is always a good.
Yeah.
Also called Hollander and a Netherlander. A Liga, young players neighbor.
Yeah.
Or academy.
And I asked an academy.
Yeah. So Ombeyin as the best young player. Yeah. It tells you the guy is good.
Yeah.
The guy is really good.
Oh yeah. And you see, me share a little documentary that Ajax Amsterdam did for him. Rich, how he speaks. And Makasa in the morning game, and Nani and double cast and he came up. These scouts, they look beyond their Kosovo Park. He's a class actor, gentle, calm, but an intense on the field of play. Technically, a very, very good player. And Rich, what it means is that and then Marco Correa and a very good backup. And yeah, the over to Marco Correa every team. What it means is that Marco Correa can get somebody that he can compete with. And also, it was always going to be wrong if Chelsea wanted to run down Marco Correa throughout the season. And he said he will play some games. And of course, say Chelsea, even with the back 4, not either of them or right centre backs, you can push Levi Cole as the RCB and then put Jao Hato as the LCB. Then one of them becomes the CCB. Very, very important. Rich, Chelsea area now one was our annotation from Bleacher Report from Omaye Marco Crea Wada and Oda sa dia usually ko beach who say much chabo coconut trees and I shall hotel Abidjan chain. Literally saying that finally Marco Crea can rest and then they go into reach for Chelsea to get the boy for 40 million. That is good business. So Rebecca Chelsea Ajax wanted in excess of 50 million at least. But Chelsea for now force it and they made a structure very good structure and then they said they will give them certain amount of a sell-on clause and also a good add-ons for Brantier friend Joao Hatu. Last season about 31 games MIS Amsterdam. Marco Crea about 32. So far score rating is 7.13. Or say 2 goals, Kukurea share 5 goals. Which last season Onoma the most assist MIS Amsterdam team in him. Left back Oma the most assist Ajax Amsterdam team. 11 clean sheets. Very, very good player power. You see the tackles per game. It tells you say Joao Hato really is made for the top. Which the next thing is for Chelsea to do the deal for Xavi Simons. But Chelsea and Shane here. The Xavi Simons deal will become complicated if Leipzig for any kind Tom Benjamin Sesko.
I will force them not to sell.
They will be in a position now. They can say that they will sell. Don't force them, but they can be comfortable enough to decide not to sell. Because the man was bought from Paris Saint-Germain for 50 million. 50 million. That is why Leipzig are saying that whatever happens in the Xavi Simons deal, at least there has to be 60 million. Send me 10 million be I am for so. Which Benjamin Sesko deal no. Nibwading. And you think the club will be able to obisa questions. Oh, what is the amount involved in the operation of Sesko? You catch it, oh, base amount here 75 million. And I say, hey, Sesko, base amount 75. I say, oh, do you mean or maybe Chelsea kokoye, Arsenal kokoye, Man United kokoye. And now it looks as if Obetinia ko Newcastle United. But that would depend on if you hear say Newcastle have finalized the deal for Alexander Isak, then the money goes into Benjamin Sesko. But Newcastle are they much more convinced about Sesko now in the coming days? We know. But immediately they sell Benjamin Sesko, it means that they are more comfortable. And again, Rich, when you say 10 minutes, Joao Hato and Komoni, we constantly said Joao Hato had told the Ajax entourage say, oh no, on personal barracks injury bia in tomorrow he wants to stay at home for Chelsea to finish up the deal. As it stands now, a branch of friend Xavi Simons is still training with Leipzig for now. And there's nothing wrong with that. But like I'm saying, from now going, Chelsea would have to do one quick sale. Send Bombetinia finalizing the deal for a branch of friend Xavi Simons. I'm also very, very confident, say, and also just a matter of days. A branch of friend Xavi Simons will come because I think it's going to be tough for Leipzig for them to sell a branch of friend Benjamin Sesko before they sell a branch of friend Xavi Simons. Buying for them, so I need to tell them. If they get Xavi Simons, they will take them away from the rich. FC Barcelona this morning airball game and very, very interesting game. Oshe and open match on mobile lineup no the normal Barcelona lineup. Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Mo Nfinfi, Arau, Kubasi, Balde, and Kunde. I think that looks like the same starting lineup because Nhyira Adoma next season and Barca probably me after Nhyira Adoma will come and talk about the game. Alexander Isak FIIFI Newcastle for training camp. See our training or else say that for training camp. Our training facility or space.
I said initially no.
Yeah.
Newcastle for never catches or man for them to come because branch any.
No,
don't be intro.
Yeah, on the car say he doesn't want to.
So you want to leave. Now it's clear.
Only say starting all. Now go be any diplomatic. Oh, me person me continue the money my. And then Newcastle for train now. So it got to a point where he had to stamp his feet. Say, you know what? I want to leave the club where I've gotten to. I need to move on into BBA. And that is where now the issue is. Now he's training at Real Sociedad for Center Rich. Meaning say won't call for but just give me a few seconds. Did you see last night the number of people that tracked the flight of Victor Osimhen?
Thank you for an idea.
Which also make catch say Buchi Labaka Cheme say Osimhen will not move. Okay.
Sure.
We stayed on for almost 10 minutes on this show. Make catch say Buchi is the friend of Osimhen. He has said that he will move. Obebo Galatasaray. Saudi for ne pa omo fa sika sen bra he won't take. Which was Osimhen staying.
But I was surprised me kakra to be honest.
Me can't pull all the buchi said.
Osimhen born or born taking. Now it was about mainstream Europe ababo.
Mainstream Europe I said one.
But Galatasaray for no.
Yeah.
I'll see a pet time being here discussing.
Take it for no.
Take it for no, especially Galatasaray as a team.
And if Fenerbahce.
Yeah,
the two clubs
because team Otimi Fan Leroy signing from Bayern.
Yeah.
Is it at this Edison? And so likely to be free city at Tony. I want to make you people Victor Osimhen.
Yeah.
And it means that Omu ye BBO.
Yeah.
Galaforo. Eba Idi Asenka. Obviously, Osimhen. That's what about mainstream.
Say now they are attracting some very very good players. Power on ma.
Okay.
I'm knowing to see I go with my man from the coach. Only bombers for Ninko na. Thank you. Ye Morocco ibi anka bombers for the Yeko.
Coming here, Kusiakra.
Debbie, see, I'm qualifying CAFCON, but I'm qualified.
Oh, send us a crack. I could go South Africa.
Ah, it is a bombers for the Echo.
I am my bad. And you say US no.
US and
US
US Miriaminko.
Ungo.
Minko US.
Nana
Saka was a so ban or Befina. I'll be a Ghana Minko US.
I see.
And then UEFA Europa League games, no qualifying games, maybe or on them. It's me show just a few seconds. Now, my mouth codes, no. Now, we're T4 Concutra, Honum Rich. I bet you codes. First one, a 2-1 FE 9003. Second one, a 2-1 FE 8EF3. And the last one, a 2-1 FE 8A B2. Rich, with us.
So me das, me summon command me